All right, guys, so I believe I have found the biggest secret, literally the craziest Piggy plot twist that makes everything in the story make sense. And I'm going to tell you guys all about it in this video. Literally, buckle up. We're about to go full game theory on Piggy here. It's about to get crazy. All right, so let's just start from the top. Literally, Piggy, the story, how people get infected, it doesn't make sense. When you think about it, it makes no sense at all. So let's go over with what we know or how we think the infection in someone starts in Piggy right now. So basically how it works is you drink this potion that Mr. P gives you or that Mr. P makes, and then you turn into the Piggy monster. Now, at first, that made complete sense. The first few chapters of Piggy, like, okay, I can see that. That makes sense. But now that we're in the city, now that we're in a full-blown apocalypse, it makes zero sense. So let me explain why this does not make sense, and then I'll talk about the crazy, insane plot twist. So if it were true that people get infected and turn into monsters by drinking this potion, then that would mean that Mr. P would have to basically be creating thousands and thousands of potions. More specifically, he'd have to be creating 66.65 million potions. Now you might be wondering, what is that number? What is 66.65 million? Well, that is the population of the United Kingdom. And while Piggy takes place in the UK, we know this because the police car that you drive around in chapter 1, in chapter 2, the police cars we see in chapter 2 are UK police cars. If we look at the tag of the police car, we can tell that this is a UK police car. So this takes place in the UK. Now, here's the thing. Whenever you get to the city or whenever you get to the carnival, really, you start seeing cars, just abandoned cars. Cars are flipped over and there's nobody to be seen anywhere. Even in the hospital, there's no one else there. They're all gone. Literally an entire city full of thousands and thousands, possibly millions of people just completely gone. There's nobody there besides the monsters. Now, think about it for a second, okay? You're telling me that Mr. P made enough potions to infect 66.65 million people, or even a fraction of that, even a million people would be impossible. Mr. P is just one guy. And here's the thing, even if you talk about the hospital that he worked at, even if that entire hospital made potions for everyone to take, there still would not be enough for 66 million people. It literally makes no sense. The other part that doesn't make sense too is as soon as people started taking these potions and as soon as people started getting infected, this would be all over the news. It'd be on the internet, it'd be everywhere. Nobody would be drinking these potions. I mean, think about it. Let's imagine that Dr. Pepper, if you drank a can of Dr. Pepper, some of you guys are probably drinking Dr. Pepper right now. Imagine if you drank that and when you drank it, it turned you into a monster. That would be all over the news like that. That'd be all over the internet. People would stop drinking Dr. Pepper and they never would drink Dr. Pepper again. That would be it. Yeah, Mr. P might be able to give it to a few hundred people, but after that, it'd be all over the news and people would just stop drinking these potions. The hospital would stop making it. It'd be done. That'd be it. And I mean, we can tell that literally everyone is infected because in the city full of thousands of people, there's no one there. These cars have been abandoned for a long time. So that means everyone's infected. They're gone. And even if Mr. P did have 66 million potions, there's no way he can give it to 66 million people. You know how long that would take the drive to everybody's house and everyone's location? It's just that's not it. That's not it, man. That's not it. I can't believe no one's talked about this before because it makes no sense. Now here's my theory, and fans of the Walking Dead, you may be catching on to this, okay? But I think that everyone in the game, everyone in this Piggy universe is already infected. Literally, the infection is already there. Everyone is already infected. I don't know how everyone's already infected. That's not the point here. The point is that everyone is already infected, and whenever you the croak, whenever you die, you turn into a monster. Now you might be asking, KreekCraft, hold up, but what about the potions? What did the potions do then? Well, let's actually remember what the potions actually are here. Let's back it up a minute. So the potions were created as an attempt to cure Miss P's sickness. Miss P is sick and Mr. P teamed up with this hospital. He funded the hospital in order to create a cure for Mrs. P. Now, before he could give her this cure, he needed to test the potion on people to make sure that it actually worked and that it didn't harm people. Well, what if that was it? What if the potion literally just harmed people? It was I don't know, poisonous or something, and whenever you drank it, it oofed you. It killed you. And because everyone's already infected, whenever you die, you turn into a monster. So the potion itself isn't magical. It's not anything crazy. It's not the thing actually turning people into monsters. The potion is just it's making people die. It's poisonous or something. It just doesn't work and people are oofing with it. And then whenever they oof, they turn into a monster. Now, when you think about it, this is the only thing that makes sense, because are you telling me that Mr. P walked into a police station and then gave everyone there a potion and then all the police officers took it and turned into monsters? Nah. The police officers wouldn't do that. Same thing with the city. The entire city drank a potion? No. Here's what happened, dude. Someone in that city, they died. All right, maybe they tried out the cure or something and they died, or maybe I don't know, maybe they had a heart attack or something, but they died and then they turned into a monster, and then they started going crazy on everybody else. Because, you know, whenever you turn into a monster, you pull out a baseball bat and you start smacking people. That's just how it works in Piggy. Now, that's not the end of the theory here, because if we look at the infection game mode, what happens? Whenever you get smacked, whenever you oof, you turn into a monster. You don't drink a potion or anything. You get smacked by Piggy and you immediately turn into a Piggy. This backs up my theory. Now, the game modes itself may or may not be canon, but literally, if you look at the game modes, it's the only piece of evidence we actually have in the game for any of this. Whenever you get oofed by Piggy in the game, you immediately turn into a Piggy. So what if one Piggy got loose in the city? They bonked someone. Boom, 2 Piggies. Those 2 people bonked, or those 2 Piggies bonked 2 more people. Boom, now you have 4, and then 8, and then 16, and then it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. And then suddenly the entire place is infected. That's how we're in this apocalypse scenario with no one else alive. Now, maybe Mr. P is the reason everyone is infected. I don't really know the science behind infecting an entire country. Maybe he put something in the water that infected everyone and turns them into pigs when they die. I don't exactly know that. Maybe TSP is behind it. We don't really know a lot about TSP. Maybe they're the reason everybody is infected. I have no idea, but I'm just so excited about this because, like, no one else is talking about it, and like none of this makes sense. And this theory here, my theory here, like, it's the only thing that makes sense, right? Obviously, you guys can let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section below. But I mean, hey, I think this sounds pretty good. As always, though, if you guys have not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. It's the red button underneath the video. It really helps me out, and we're almost to 1,200,000 subscribers. So help me hit that, and let's get on up there. So go ahead and subscribe, and keep using star code RealKreek when you're buying your Robux. It helps me out a lot and allows me to keep buying Robux cards to give out to you guys. There's 2 more hidden in this video if you haven't found them already. But yeah, oh man, thank you guys so much for watching. This was crazy. This was crazy. You know, this was an insane theory. I can't believe no one else has been talking about it or anything, but hey, I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!